Welcome to my podcast where basically we just discuss really cool stuff and I talk about it and I elaborate on stuff and I drop funny things in between and we talk about real shit here. And if you are into that, like, subscribe, comment, show some love. Let's talk. Let's connect. I love community. I'm all about building a really beautiful one. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening and being part of this. And we'll get right into it because this first subject has everything to do with the Modest Goddess podcast. So first subject, believing in yourself. I feel like I waited so long for the validation of others or just somebody to say they believed in me. My family, my friends, just like waiting for that and needing that in order to fulfill my purpose here. And then I realized I really don't need anybody to believe in me. I don't even need to believe in me. I just need to do the thing. And that's what this podcast is built on. Believing in yourself, but learning to believe in yourself. You do it anyway. Even if you don't believe in yourself right away, just do the thing. You know, I did a few episodes during quarantine and it was very well liked and well watched and it was very cool. And then I stopped for years until I was on my own and my own energy felt good enough and had the capacity to serve this medicine that I'm serving here right now. And every time when I hit the play button, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but we out here and we do it. And that's what I'm doing. And hopefully you pick up on that energy that is creating this moment here right now, and you go into your life and you do the things that you want to do, even if you don't believe in yourself, even if nobody around you is telling you that they believe in you. We don't always have that privilege, but we do it anyway because we're here to serve. We're here to serve the medicine that we were created to serve. And I'm proud of you, and I believe in you, and you can do it because I can do it because I'm here doing it. And I'll give you another example besides this podcast. Something that I went through this week is David, my partner, my boyfriend, my love, he wrote a song for me to rap on for our project, Moist Towelette. Check us out. And it required a fast rap part. Now, I've been writing raps for a while and poetry for a long time, and I love rapping. I never rap quickly. I always rap like pretty chill tempos. But this required like da 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 da, and I heard that. He heard that. That's what we both heard the song needed. So I put it off for like 2 weeks, and I was like, you know, not believing in myself, getting in my head, I don't know if I can do it. But there was always a little part of me that was like, I can do this. I can fucking do this. I got this. Just training your mouth to go fast. It's training your thoughts to think quickly in order to write a fast part. And then one night I said, all right, I stopped. I was actually mid-painting and I felt very stuck in my painting at the moment. And I said, all right, it's time. I went in the other room and I just started. That's all I had to do was start. And then the universe took care of the rest. You start, you just let it flow. You have to have just a little bit of I got this vibe. It's hard to muster sometimes. And sometimes I do consult the medicine of microdosing psychedelics to help me with that. And I think that that's why those medicines are here, because we do run into roadblocks in our own minds. It's hard to believe in ourselves these days. And we are channels out here. So sometimes it just helps clear away that dust, those old beliefs, so we can really get to our roots, clear our channel, and channel what we're meant to bring here. Thanks, psychedelics. And now that I got past that, I wrote the rap. It's fucking sick. I'm so excited to share it. I think we have 3 songs dropping before that one will, but we'll see. So eventually you'll hear it. You'll hear the really fast rap. You'll know what I'm talking about. I'm really excited about it. It's actually a storyline, which I never do storylines in my raps ever, but this one just called for it. And it's about going to the club and you're wearing tiny clothes and you have a nip slip and then you get kicked out of the club, but you bring the dance floor to the mattress. Boom. Moist Towelette, if you don't know. It's pretty sexually fueled music. I'm really excited about our project and I hope you check it out. Okay, next subject. So today for my new moon walk, I went to the beach. Hold on, I need some coffee for this story, some emotional support coffee. Okay, this is an intense one. So I'm just doing my walk on the beach. You know, I drove there to just like have a little walk for the new moon. It's my ritual. So this girl she must have been like 16 or 17. She stopped me and she said, "Ma'am." You were talking to me? I'm ma'am, me. I didn't know that I'm ma'am. I'm 34. And now I'm ma'am to 16-year-olds. And that's just something that I have to deal with, I guess. I'm ma'am now. Anyway, she told me a fun fact. She was like, "Do you see the little shells? They're moving. That's what you're stepping on. They're like burrowing in the ground." And I was like, "That's so cool. Like, thanks for the fun fact. I don't want to hurt them." Haha. Then I walked away. But forever in my life, she will be the first person that called me ma'am. And she doesn't know that. And she will never know that. But I will. Anyway, I am ma'am. And you might one day be ma'am too. You might already be ma'am. And here we are. We must embrace our ma'amness. And I'm here for it. Thanks for listening. Next subject. So when I moved here, there came a point where everything was kind of settling down. You know, I had already decorated my space, our space. I moved in with my boyfriend, and I didn't have the podcast going yet. I haven't been promoting my art. I didn't have my art website yet. I didn't have any of my passions and my projects even going yet. Like we were creating music together and I was painting and it was amazing. And I love doing that, but it felt like there was something missing. And obviously it was those things, but in the moment, I think I always low key did know, like I have to build my website. I have to start promoting myself, my art, and sharing my art and doing my podcast that I've wanted to do for years now. You know, like I had these passions that weren't being fulfilled, and I felt like I was looking to David, my boyfriend, for more time to spend with me, but I knew that's not what I wanted. We spend a lot of time together. Like it was like I took all that energy and I was like, there's something, it's not enough. Like something I'm not getting from him, it's not enough. Meanwhile, he's perfect. Like our time together is perfect. Like he's amazing. He's the best partner I've ever had in my life. He is just like the divine representation of masculinity. Like he's amazing. And we spend beautiful quality time together. And, you know, it took me a second. I felt it for like a week. I was just sitting with the feeling. And then I realized like, I need to invest in my passions. That's what needs to take up my time. We spend beautiful time together, and I also need my time, and he needs his time to do our passion projects. And so I started taking my time alone, you know, when he was at work, and devoting it to making my website, creating my podcast, editing videos, making videos and TikToks and Reels, and really just sharing what I have to offer the world. And that's what was missing. I wasn't sharing my medicine, but I'm just sharing this story because sometimes we feel that, and that is the truth, but we are displacing it onto somebody else, and they're not giving us enough. When we're not giving ourselves enough, and we know why we're here, and we're not expressing it, and sometimes we blame things outside of ourselves for not giving us that fulfillment that will give us when we start practicing our purpose. So that's why I share that story. Next up, following that whole story, now I was gonna have to promote my own projects, which I've never done really. Like I always had my art page, but it was always connected to my music project with my ex-husband. And I painted live while we performed. So my painting was very tied in with him. And a lot of my promoting of myself went through him. He had feedback on it, you know, what his vision. It was never just my vision with anything. Though I'm not blaming him. I could have taken the initiative, but I think as maybe you can understand, it's easier in a lot of ways when someone else is telling you what you have to do, what your next step is, what's next on the docket, what you're doing tomorrow. And that's kind of the way we operated. And over time, I started to kind of pull out of that and make some more decisions on my own. But when I did start to do that, when I did take initiative, it was so uncomfortable. So when I got divorced and I stopped being in that project, I had a void, and I used that void to heal. And then once I felt healed enough to start my own projects, I had to promote them myself. I think that's what held me back from starting my podcast and building my website and doing all these things that would allow me to serve the medicine that I'm here to serve. Was just the fact that I would have to take all the initiatives. I would have to set aside the time to do the filming. I never had to do any of this by myself and for myself. And it is so satisfying, let me just say. But there was just a really big block of probably 2 to 3 weeks where it was just, I had to sit with this discomfort of starting this podcast that I'm speaking on right now. Now that I'm doing it, it's like, I do understand it is hard to just take initiative to start your own path and do your own projects and build your own brand. I just had a really big fear of promoting something all my own and on my own. And I just never orchestrated the, mechanics of my old life. And now I'm in this new life and this new timeline. And I get to promote myself and make all my own calls. And I'm like, damn, this is empowering AF. But there was a few weeks where it was terrifying just to get here, just to start. And that's what this episode's theme is: believing in yourself, starting, taking initiative. On the other side of it, it is so empowering and it feels so good and you get to call your own shots. But there is a little bit of a period of becoming accustomed to doing all of that because it is uncomfortable at first. And I'm really proud of myself for getting here. I am really proud of myself. And thank you for witnessing my growth and being here and listening to my stories. Next up, being able to ask for what you need. Especially as women, it can be hard to ask for what you need. It took me a really long time. I still sometimes get a little blocked from it and have to be like, no, it's okay. You can ask for what you need. And a good indicator for that you're not asking for what you need is, are you trying to control a situation? Are you trying to control the action of another person? Are you trying to manipulate a situation? And don't feel bad about these things sometimes. Sometimes we're just doing that out of a fear of expressing what we need. Because if you're able to express what you need, you don't need to control another person's actions. You don't need to manipulate a situation. You're going to get what you need because you asked for it. And if the person is a good person, they're going to do the best to accommodate you. They're the right person for you, for whether it's a friend, a family member, a partner. We have to learn to ask for what we need. And I know it can be hard, but sometimes we don't even know we're doing it. And a good indicator are those things. Are we manipulating? Are we trying to control? And that is so much more tiring than just asking for what you need. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's a practice and we're here empowering one another, doing it together. And it's one of those things that's just a relief and easier and empowering on the other side of it. But there's that moment of difficulty in between the transition of starting to ask for what you need. And you're like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. And it's really the simplest thing. And some people have no issue with it. And I love that for them. But I definitely had a really big problem asking for what I needed. And now that I'm in a really healthy, loving relationship, I am able to do it, and it is always respected. It is always accommodated, and it feels so good, and it's really empowering, and it feels really amazing to not have to exert the energy to try and change someone else's actions, because at the end of the day, we really can't. We can't. All we can do is ask for what we need, and in order to do that, we have to identify what we need. So sit with the things, the answers will come. Okay, next up. This is a cool story. So I was at a festival a couple years ago, and I went with my friend, and she had a whole group of friends of various ages. And there was one woman who we really connected. Shout out Penny, I love you so much. She was much older than me, and I was wearing a revealing shirt, I guess. I mean, it was a shirt that had some cleavage showing, I guess, and it was sexy and it was black, and I didn't think anything of it, but then I saw her again, Penny, I love you so much, at at a solstice party. And she was wearing such a sexy top, like a sexy black low cut top. And I was like, damn, Penny, you look good. Like, I like that shirt. She was like, oh, well, I was actually really inspired by you and influenced by you at the festival. And I was like, what? Like, really? And it's like these little things that we do as women inspire other women to do something that might not be in their comfort zone, step out a little bit, show a little cleavage. She wanted to, obviously. She was holding herself back from it, but she saw me do it and inspired her to do it. You don't need me to tell you what this culture is doing to our self-love and self-worth and being able to show our bodies confidently, if they don't look a certain way or if they look a little bit different. It's awful that we feel so closed off from being able to do what we want in terms of fashion. So post the picture. If you have a picture and you feel like you look fat in it, fucking post it. You look beautiful, let me tell you. And someone else is gonna see that photo and be like, oh, they look like me. I look beautiful too. And this is how we are slowly changing the story, and we're changing the culture, and we are destroying the patriarchy that wants to just bone little teensy young girls, okay, that are hairless. No. Okay, next up. How do you test a man to see if he is vibes? You say a bunch of general statements just casually while y'all are hanging out about men, like, ugh, men are the worst, or just like, oh my God, men are so, the audacity, they're so loud, like things like that. And if your man agrees with you, he understands the struggle of women, he supports you, he is vibes. If he starts defending the men, throw him out. I said what I said. I think that's all we have for today. And I just want to say one last time that if there's something that you really want to do and you're having trouble because you are having trouble believing in yourself and other people around you aren't validating that want or that need to do something or telling you they believe in you, you don't need it. You don't even need to believe in yourself. You just have to start. And once you start, that's when you start developing self-belief, self-worth, motivation. What is this, episode 3? I felt really motivated to shoot this today, but the first one was scary, but I just had to do it. I had to do it. You almost have to just do it, and it will quiet your mind, and you just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. That's all. Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm gonna show some art. So this one's just a little mini, a little owl mini. I love him. This is an 8x8 canvas. It's available on my website. Original is available for sale. And you could have this on your wall, decorating your space. So cute. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends about this podcast if you enjoy listening to it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.